My name is Danielle Marshall. I am one of the consultants at California Capital, the Women's Business Center here in Sacramento. Today, we're going to talk about how to pivot your business and give some insights on some things that business owners that we've had the opportunity to work with have had the ability to implement in their businesses. Some actually implemented the week that the stay-at-home order was given. We will discuss the different California Capital programs that there are to offer, such as business counseling, micro lending. We do have webinars and classes that typically are going to be held in-house, but we're doing all of those virtually right now. And there's a wealth of resources that we're able to share with you. Thank you if this is your first time with us during the COVID-19 small business disaster relief series. If this is a repeat visit, we appreciate that you trust us enough to give us your time again, and hope that you have had the opportunity to gain some value from what it is we're offering. If you do have any questions in the meantime, feel free to give information in the chat. You can ask that information in the chat. We will have a question and answer session at the end of today's webinar. And I do want you to know we'll probably have a few more questions, a little bit more time for questions, because business pivot is going to be a little different to every business depending on what your business structure looks like. And I want to make sure that we give you practical information that you can utilize today or pass on to utilize for someone else to utilize today. So with that, we are going to get started. Let's go ahead and pull up our presentation for today. There we go. So this is day 7, of our COVID-19 Small Business Disaster Relief Series. So today we're going to discuss how to pivot your business. We are California Capital Financial Development Corporation, and what you are experiencing right now is the Women's Business Center resources that we are offering to you today. So today we're going to find out why you need to pivot your business. A lot of people ask me if there's a need, and there absolutely is. And I don't even think that asking if you need to pivot your business is the question that we want to focus on, but why. We're going to talk about pivot, not panic. We're going to look at some different things that you need to assess in your business right now, some things that we really want you to look at. We're going to talk about customer identification and engagement, because that's really important, because that looks very different, in that post-COVID-19 world. We're going to discuss networking in the new world and what that looks like for you. We're going to give some specific industry tips that you can utilize. And then we're going to make sure, as always, that you have the Women's Business Center contacts and information that we can provide for you moving forward.
I was on mute. I'm so sorry.
That's okay, Sophia. No worries. That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, so I will not take up any time. I'm so embarrassed. I'm on my phone right now, so I'm having technical difficulty, so I apologize. But Danielle, you probably already gave the entire spiel for California Capital, so thank you.
At the end, you're more than welcome to give more information, because I'm sure there's some things that you can add that I probably didn't add. So
no worries, I can do that. Sorry about that.
That's okay. So the question, why should you pivot your business? So due to COVID-19, the COVID-19 pandemic, the world and the business landscape is very different. Things that we did or didn't do prior to the pandemic happening are probably more relevant now than anything else. So when you shift or pivot your business, you can create opportunities to expand or increase your profitability. We know that in business, the name of the game is profits and revenue. It will allow you, if you pivot your business and do it the right way, it'll allow you and your business to stay relevant. And I'd like to add, it'll allow you to stay in business. So right now, our attention spans are so much shorter than, typically they were before pandemic. And so people are really grabbing on snippets of information. And so pivoting your business will allow you to stay relevant, and it'll allow you to stay in business and weather this storm. You'll be able to test new things in your given product or service market, and it can actually help you reinvigorate your business or your company. So you could have been doing business status quo this entire time, and so this will give you the opportunity to reinvigorate what it is that you do. So first and foremost, I want to say that it's important in this business climate to pivot, not panic. Typically, when things are uncertain or they're new, as human beings, we tend to go into survival mode, right? And there's nothing wrong with going into survival mode. That's normal. We want to make sure that we survive as individuals and that our businesses survive through these uncertain times. But it's important not to panic and make rash decisions. So you want to make sure that right now you're taking time to recognize the thought patterns that you're having in business and what your business patterns are. Because chances are you have implemented some strategies simply to try to survive in what we thought would be like a 30-day time frame. But we're seeing that it's extending far beyond what that initial 30 days. So I want you to take some time and recognize the thought and the business patterns that you're having right now. You want to make sure that you're staying engaged in your local, state, and community information cycles, because there is going to be new information and new restrictions or lessening of restrictions that are going to be announced day to day. And so it's really important as a business owner that you know what your limitations are based on what the information that's coming out from your local and state entities. You want to make sure that you're able to let go of old habits and business processes. So typically when we go into survival mode, we try to hold on to everything that we've always done because it's proven beneficial to us. However, business does not look the same. The old business climate no longer exists. Those practices that we did to gain business or to maintain business, they're going to be changed, and our new norms, our societal norms, and our business and even our personal norms are going to be changed. So I want to challenge you to kind of let go of those old business habits and processes, because they may be a hindrance to you right now, because typically we refer again to those old things that worked for us out of panic and not being proactive in the things that we're doing. The other thing that we would recommend that you do is revisit your business basics. So when business is going well, when things are extremely predictable, when our norms are realized, we tend to expand. We'll offer different products or services. We'll kind of tweak the way that we're offering things, and we become more broad as businesses and or business professionals. But it's really important to kind of get back to those basics right now and understand what those things were that you did well that helped you to be successful in the business that you were in, because those helped you to get where you are. So make sure that you're assessing what those things were. The other thing is that this might be a great time for you to implement new ideas that you might have had. Believe it or not, there are businesses or companies that are thriving in this economy, and there are new businesses opening up because people are learning what they've done well and how they can capitalize on that, or things that weren't done well and how you can be a new player in the business landscape to make sure that you're able to do some sustainable business moving forward. So there are some things that you really want to assess in your current business, and hopefully everybody has a pencil or a paper or some kind of way to ask these questions to yourself and kind of revisit. This is informational, and hopefully what we discussed today kind of jogs, that thought process that you have as a business owner, a manager, or the person who is in charge of managing a company. But you want to see where the state of your business is. Are you able to stay in business? That's a very realistic question to ask right now. You could have a situation where your business has had to shut down. And so you want to ask yourself, is keeping doors open something that's feasible right now? Can you keep employees on staff? Are you able to make rent or accounts payable payments to those creditors that you might have? And so there's just, again, very real questions that I want you to ask and answer. Can you still offer your products or services right now? And is there a need for those products or services that you are offering? You also want to figure out, are you still profitable right now? Understanding that things are going to be typically reduced. So the amount of sales or exchanges that you can have might be reduced right now. Are you still profitable, even if it's at a lesser amount than what you were typically used to? Are you a brick and mortar only store? Meaning, are you a business that can only operate from a physical location? And I will challenge you even to move that step further. Are you willing to operate outside of that brick and mortar shell? Because if you're able to operate outside of that, that might be how you save your business or how you increase your business foothold. And again, that kind of goes back to the ways when we're comfortable in doing the business the way that it always was. Are you comfortable in doing business what it is right now? You also want to assess, are you able to expand? Are you capable of expanding? And so in this economy right now, expansion is key. There might be products or services that you've wanted to implement, but you didn't have the opportunity to do so. Are you able to hire more people to get your product or service? Because maybe you're in a space where business is overwhelming. And again, believe it or not, there are businesses that are, kind of going gangbusters right now, and they need to be able to hire help. But in order to expand and to meet those service needs or those product needs of their actual customer, they're needing to hire. And that might look differently. Are you able to bring employees in to, discuss people with? Are you able to effectively articulate your business vision and goals? And if you're able to expand, what does that look like? So these are some things that you want to assess in business right now. And then next, we're going to talk about customer identification. And the reason why this is really important, even though people might say, well, I already have customers, I had a business, I just have had to close my doors, temporarily. So the thing is, we don't know what temporary looks like. And our customers, in more cases than one, have actually changed. The customer that you created your business model or your product or service for pre-COVID-19 pandemic, they're going to be looking a little different now, because maybe you were creating a product for business owners who had employees ranging from 10 to 15 in-house who were a technology-based service. But now maybe that technology service, let's be honest, isn't in business right now, or they have had to change up the way that they're doing business. So you might have to go back and identify who your actual target market or your customer is. So ask yourself, do you really know who those people are right now, depending on your service or product industry? Are your customers still engaged with or looking for what it is you have to offer? If you're somebody who offers novelty products, you want to look at those people, one, who can afford the product that you're offering, who actually need that product. And I don't mean that they need that product simply to maintain normal life. Maybe that product that you're offering is to help them expand whatever it is they're doing in their own business or their own lives. Maybe what you're offering is that outlet that people need because they're kind of going stir crazy in their homes. Or there's something that you're offering that adds or allows a little more human engagement. So you want to find out, are the customers that you have still engaged with you specifically? And are they looking for what it is you have to offer? You also want to find out, what is it that they truly need from you and your business? Not what you thought they needed prior to, or not what you think. So it might be a great time to put out some customer surveys or to look at industry trends. You also want to ask, are there wants that your customers have related to your specific industry? So it might be that their needs are fulfilled, right? Or you are fulfilling their needs with a product or service, but there are additional wants right now that, yes, people are actually still paying for and they're still looking for. So you want, again, to tap into your customers and find out what it is that they need, and also what it is that they want from you in this climate, or what will they want to make their lives better? Because in business, you're always feeling a need to make somebody else's life either more simplified or better. The next thing we want to cover is how are you reaching your customers? So if you were the typical brick and mortar and people were coming into your establishment, we know that in many cases that doesn't look the same or it's non-existent. So you want to decide how your customers are reaching you if they're able to reach you. Are you able to answer phones? Are you able to get back to emails in a reasonable amount of time? Are you still advertising on social media platforms? The other thing with that is that understand that with social media platforms, every social media platform has a demographic that they're catering to. So your customers might be on Facebook only. They might be on Instagram only. They might be on Twitter only, or in the business space, the people who are looking for your services specifically or your products might be on LinkedIn. So they're different age, demographics. There's going to be different socioeconomic geographics and the like. So I will challenge you to find out how you're reaching your customers and where your customers are, what the best method of communication for your customers is. And then ask yourself if social media is something that you've already implemented in your war chest, or the way that you utilize communication, the two-way communication with your customers. Are you constantly pushing out information to them, or are you actively engaging with them? Because there's a complete difference. Right now, people want clear services or products that help to solve their lives, to make things simpler in their lives, or to help them solve a problem. So if you're constantly pushing out information, customers are getting overwhelmed. Right now, we're in an information news cycle that changes from minute to minute, hour to hour. And so quite often people are overwhelmed. So that's why actual engagement versus pushing out information to customers or potential customers is going to be really, really important. So it's going to be your task to figure out how you're reaching them, if you're reaching them, and how you're going to be making sure that you engage them and bring them back in. One of the things that you could do is actually look at what similar industries or providers or even competitors are doing, what they're doing well, and actually what they're not doing well, because that's an opportunity for you to capitalize. So now we're going to discuss networking in a new world. And I believe wholeheartedly that our world that we're moving into is going to be a new norm. Business will not go back to the way that it was. So those norms that we experienced and that those spaces that we were very comfortable in are going to change, and they might change drastically. They might change slightly. We will not know until we get to, that destination. But networking in a different world means doing things differently. So remember in the beginning, we talked about maybe letting go of some of those old habits. Some businesses have explained it as kind of mourning old business models that you had prior to, or old service offerings prior to COVID, the COVID pandemic completely changing the business landscape. So you're going to have to do things differently. Viral marketing campaigns are going to be key right now because, again, remember, we're in this news cycle that's, typically it was a 24-hour news cycle that we're in. Right now, people are literally changing needs and wants, and even habits, purchase habits, minute by minute, hour by hour. And so viral marketing, making sure that you're getting that information out to engage customers, is going to be extremely important for you. You're also going to want to look into partnering with complementary businesses. And what I mean by that is if you have a product or service and you've had people within your supply chain, and we'll talk about supply chain a little bit later, but people within your supply chain, meaning those people, let's say you're in a restaurant industry and you had, your Cisco's of the world and different things like that. Are you partnering with them to offer additional product or services? So one of the things that I really like, one of the business models that I really like to share is that the Burger Saloon in Woodland changed very quickly. So they created a new app that people could order online to their restaurant. They offered, once the ABC restrictions were lifted, they offered adult beverages. They also offered, because they saw that there was a need, we couldn't find toilet paper, we couldn't find milk, we couldn't find eggs. So they were one of the first actually to start offering those grocery offerings where you could buy a flat of eggs, a half gallon of milk, you could purchase toilet paper or a case of, toilet paper that you couldn't find in your typical grocery store. And then they were able to market those at a fair market rate to patrons who were coming there simply for food. So not only did they fill that need specifically for people to need to eat and to have like a little social interaction and still aid in the economy, but they were able to provide necessities through the businesses that were complementary to theirs or to their service providers that they were having already. Another instance that I've seen is local coffee shops and bakeries. So people who would typically have pop-up bakeries can no longer do things like that. However, coffee shops are still open. They are considered an essential. You can't go inside and sit and, commune like you typically could before. However, people are still going to coffee shops and ordering, those breakfast, lunch, and different things like that. So partnering with local bakeries versus going to those big box entities will not only help you as, let's say, that coffee shop increase your offerings or the products that you're offering. It also helps local businesses still get that foothold and still maintain their normal business operations or semi-normal business operations. We've also seen wineries do virtual testings and accessory companies do those virtual pairings with wineries where they're offering, their jewelry, their purses, their belts, and different things like that. So partner with complementary businesses. In some instances, we have actually seen where competitors have partnered together. And so this is something, that typically wasn't something that would be encouraged prior to now. However, if you're able to partner with a competitor and figuring out what the two of you do well, and then focusing on those things, in the interim, you can gain new skills, they can gain new skills, and then you can both kind of interact and engage with customers that will help both of your businesses sustain and possibly grow during this time. You're going to also actively engage in industry-specific channels. So one of the things that I've seen recently through Women of Sacramento, they are offering different Instagram lives to their customers and or their members. So they're staying actively engaged in specific industries and then putting that out to their membership. It could be where you are looking for your Toastmasters of the world, finding out how to effectively speak across digital platforms or virtual platforms. Maybe there's Facebook pages that include all of the businesses from a given geographic area, and they're showing who's still open, who's implemented ordering options outside of, just calling or emailing, who is open, Monday through Thursday, who's open on weekends, who's able to deliver, who utilizes those Grubhub, Postmates, Uber Eats platforms and different things like that. So again, that's actively engaging in your industry specific channels. And then also figuring out if you do have supply chain obstacles, meaning if you have, let's say, a provider who typically, I'll use My Home Medical Supplies. And so they offer medical supplies to individuals. Sometimes they'll offer things to skilled nursing facilities. However, their supply chain has been interrupted simply because a lot of the materials that they would get inside their business are now going to medical facilities or urgent care clinics and different things like that. So they have had to revamp how they offer things and then how they reach the customers that they're reaching, and also how to be a resource to people outside of their scope of expertise. And so it's going to be really important to understand if the supply chain that you were typically working to and through, so how you get the products or services in, how you get them out to your customers, that may have changed, and you kind of need to identify that and how that works, and if there are any measures that you can implement to lessen obstacles that might come out as a result of that. So this is, next we're going to talk about just technology as a major means of business, and there's really no getting around it right now. A lot of people were able to do business as usual without utilizing technology as much as the majority did. But right now, technology is going to be your key to offer different things on different platforms. Again, and know that platform, market who you're offering things to, let's say via Zoom or WhatsApp or WebEx. You're going to use those snippets of time that you're communicating with other business professionals or your customers to really focus on them, right? Not necessarily yourself. What you have to offer via product or service is what you have to offer. And you know that that's proven, you know that that's needed. Otherwise, your customers wouldn't be engaging with you. So use that time to focus on your customer, and you decide what that looks like. So maybe 30% of the time that you're communicating with people or with those customers is going to be focused on your products or services, and really honing in on how it makes lives better or simplifies different processes for your customers. That other 70% is going to be focused on them. So really using that time to gain feedback and to get that information, that valuable information that you could be getting for your customers without reinventing the wheel or having to do, business sales here and then customer marketing and engagement in a different place. So you're really making your time efficient, and you're also being respectful of the time that your customers are giving to you, and you want to make sure that it's worth their while as well. So you're going to use that time to focus on your customer. You can also utilize tools, those technology tools, to help you implement new systems. So one of the things that I'm sure that we've all been gotten those quick studies on are going to be those social platforms such as your Zoom and your WebEx. But it's really, really important to utilize these tools, because you can't go out and physically market to your customers. Your customers can't physically go out to you. So it's going to be really important that you implement those systems and that you know how to use those systems before you implement them. The last thing you want to do is have those tools or that technology that you're using, and you don't really know how to effectively utilize those tools, because they become a hindrance and it makes you seem a little more inauthentic with your customers, because they're looking at you to be that professional. We all know that hiccups happen, and sometimes, technology does what it does, and there's things that we can't control. But I would say to make sure that we utilize education that those tools provide, usually free of charge, whenever we're using them. One of the things that I've personally implemented more in the last month is going to be WhatsApp. It's an encrypted method of communication. Often as a business consultant, there's privacy and privilege information that I'm given, and so I want to make sure that I'm respectful of that information that's been entrusted to me. So I want to make sure that I'm using methods, especially when it's Privacy Act information or confidential information of any sort, so that I'm not the obstacle that comes up for a business later on. So learning WhatsApp and the ins and outs and how to deliver information and receive information through that particular tool is definitely something that's a constant education opportunity for me. I also look at the different Zoom offerings, how to conduct meetings via webinar for WebEx or GoToMeeting and different things like that. You also want to connect and collaborate with other industry professionals as it relates to technology. Again, you look at those things that people are doing well and kind of piggyback off what they're doing. The other thing is with the relationship marketing or the complementary businesses that I was discussing just a little bit ago, you might want to see about partnering with them. If they're able to utilize a platform well, maybe you can partner, and there's something else that you can bring to the table that you do well, so that you can collaborate and make a great business offering to a set or a group of different customer dynamics. So that is the information for you today. So we've talked about why you need to do your business, pivot your business, not if, right now you need to pivot your business. We've talked a little bit about pivot, not panicking, understanding that yes, survival mode is normal. However, we don't want to panic and make a lot of rash decisions. We want to be thoughtful. I would say to make sure that you are creating plans or implementing strategies that you can reevaluate every 30, 60, and 90 days, simply because we don't know how long, the new normal is going to affect the way that we do business. We're going to make sure that you assess your business. Are you profitable? Can you be profitable? Are there additional things that you could be offering to, the market? And then different things to look at. What are your competitors doing? Are you able to continue to be in business? That's really, really important. Are there financing needs? And I know Sophia is going to share some different information about the resources that we offer through California Capital and specifically the Women's Business Center. So these are additional resources that we can help you answer some of these questions with. We discussed customer identification and engagement, and understanding that your customer may have changed. The way that they engage with you also may have changed, and how important it is to be as proactive as possible to make sure that you're able to actively engage and still generate revenue and have that product and or service exchange with your customers. We also discuss networking in a new world and some industry trips, and understand business as normal is no longer business as normal. So you're going to have to identify what normal is to you and then plan accordingly from there. Again, we would love to help you implement these systems. I mentioned some businesses that, we've had the opportunity to work with. And so we want to make sure that we're that resource for you to help you implement these different strategies to, be that sounding board that you might need to pivot your business and let you know what other businesses in your specific or your given industry are doing. And then we're also going to discuss, I'm going to give the information for California Capital Women's Business Center. This is our physical location. Though we are not able to help you physically inside the location, we are utilizing all the technology platforms that we can to make sure that we're able to assist you and provide you the resources you need for your small business. This is also our website and phone number if you need additional information. Sophia Kanan, who is our Women's Business Center Program Director, that's her email. This is my email as well. If you do need additional information, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and open it up for questions and answers that you might have. If you would like, feel free to unmute yourself, and you can ask that question to us, or you can post your question in the chat. We would be happy to answer any of those questions. While we're waiting for some questions to come up, I just do want to let you know that Zoom is actively offering a 60-day free account. So if you're a business owner, or a business owner who needs some technology, Zoom is actually one of the easier ones to use. They're offering a 60-day trial. Canva is another resource that you can use. So if social media, it is very time consuming. And so if you're not a social media professional, let's just say, Canva actually helps you create media and marketing campaigns that you can actually schedule to go out different times of the day. And there's autoresponders that you can implement as well. And so that keeps customers engaged without you physically having to put your time, energy, and effort into social media all day long. They offer a 14-day trial just for you to kind of see if it works for you and how it works for you. Oh, so Mary asked, how do you spell that? So Canva is C-A-N-V-A. You can go to typically canva.com. If you want to reach out to us, we can send you the links if you want to add your email, or email us your information, and we can add the links to these resources. WebEx is also offering some additional information or additional free accounts that you can use as well. Zenefits, and I'm not sure if anybody is aware of what Zenefits is, and Zenefits is something that a lot of my clients used prior to now, and so it's an online HR platform. And so maybe you need help with managing payroll because you don't have you're not able to keep your in-house HR professional. Maybe you need assistance with, you know, monitoring your different programs and services in your business, Zenefits is offering to small businesses a 1-year free membership. Typically the free or the trial memberships are going to be those basic level. However, for a year for free for Zenefits, I would highly recommend that you take a look at that, simply because that's money that's not going to be coming out of your typical budget. And if you are a veteran, a spouse of a veteran, or even active duty or guard, LinkedIn offers free 1-year premium accounts, meaning you can post jobs, you can look to those who are hiring, you can look for mentor-mentee relationships that are typically offered via LinkedIn, and a multitude of other services. So I just wanted to make sure that we got that information to you as well. So in the chat, I'm going to add just that information. And Sophia, would you like to go ahead and share any additional information?
Sure, I am here, and you can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay, just want to make sure. Again, thank you all for joining the call today. My name is Sophia Canan. I'm the Program Director for the Women's Business Center. So I heard a lot of great information on today's call, and I hope that it was really helpful to all of you. And if we can assist you in any capacity at California Capital, definitely let us know. We do offer 3 main programs at California Capital. One of them is our financing program. We started out as a nonprofit providing small loans to business owners that couldn't normally get them from larger financial institutions. And so we are a CDFI. What that means is we are a community development financial institution. So we have the ability to do direct lending from us to you. So if you feel as though you need access to capital, definitely reach out to us and we can connect you with our lending team. California Capital also has the Procurement Technical Assistance Center there. So if you're looking to do business with the federal, state, or local government, we have counselors that can help you get set up to do so. So even though, you know, the economy and everything might seem really crazy, federal, state, and local governments are still doing business with business owners. So if that's something that if you feel like you have a product or service that might be beneficial, definitely reach out to us and we can connect you with a procurement counselor. And then last but not least, we have the Women's Business Center, which is open to anyone and everyone looking to start a business, not just women. And that's where we provide training and one-on-one counseling. So you've already experienced one part of the Women's Business Center. If you are a returning client, welcome back, and thank you for sticking with us through our format change and the way that we're pivoting the way that we provide our services. And if you're new, then definitely welcome, and I encourage you to check out our website at cacapital.org and take advantage of a lot of the resources that we have. Two main resources that I really want to bring up on today's call are totally free and available to you and accessible through our website. One of them is called Dream Builder. If you are looking to start a business, if you are looking to build your business plan, if you don't have one, we have a free online tool that you can access through our website to do that. If you're looking to pivot your business and you kind of need to brainstorm, this is a really great tool to use so that you can do that. It's on our website, cacapital.org, and it's under the Business Assistance tab. And the program, again, is called Dream Builder. So you'll see that there. The other resource that I want to offer you all through our website is our entrepreneurial, it's our entrepreneurial education portal. It's called something like that. It's like maybe a 2 weeks old entrepreneurial education program. So if you go onto our website under workshops and events, we have about 5 videos and counting, because we're currently uploading videos on different topics that you can watch pre-recorded on your own time, because we want to make sure that resources are available to you at any time. And that page is going to continuously be uploaded with a lot of the webinars that we're currently hosting, some of them from this past series. So if you missed one, definitely check back on our website within the next couple of weeks and you should find it there. I don't mean to take up a lot of time. But again, if you have any questions or if you need any assistance, small business related, it doesn't matter what it is, just know how to contact us and we will definitely be able to assist you.
Awesome.
And thank you, Danielle, very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Sophia. So I really hope that today you were able to receive some information that helps you in your business, or information that you can share with others that would help them, you know, in their business. And again, if you do need us as a resource to help just to come up with some more ideas and just some industry trends that we've seen and we've been able to help other business owners with, don't hesitate to reach out to us. So one of the things that I wanted to say, that if you know people who have gyms, we can help them to implement online platforms and actually additional streams of income. If you know people who have restaurants, we can show them how to streamline their service offerings and expand what it is that they're offering to include cooking shows and different things like that. That's one restaurant we've worked with here recently. They started doing online cooking classes to help to get just more information out there about what they do. And they do, you know, takeout and delivery services as well. So we really just want to let you know that we have the knowledge to work in quite a few different industries. And if we don't know the answer that you need right in that moment, we know how to go look for those people who have those answers for you. So we work very well as a team. If there are no more questions, oh, you're very welcome, Mary. If there are no more questions, I'll leave it open for just a couple more minutes. Feel free to join us. We have a 2 p.m. today. We also will have, we're going to be continuing our series tomorrow as well. Tomorrow we're going to discuss just the different benefits that are available to you if you need assistance with preventing an eviction for your business location or your personal location. And we're just going to talk about some mortgage information and different things like that that we can help provide those resources with you or to you. And then on Friday, we are going to have the governor's office, excuse me. We're going to have Isabel Guzman, who is the director of the Office of Small Business Advocate for Governor Gavin Newsom's Office of Small Business and Economic Development. So please understand that there are GoBiz tax credits. It's a state of California program benefit that actually helps you as a business owner if you've expanded, let's say in the last year. It helps you to gain tax credits for your business if you've hired somebody, if you've increased the amount of payroll for livable wage jobs and different things like that. That application period actually just started this past weekend, and it happens, you know, periodically. I want to say quarterly, but there's going to be so much information that we'll hear from the state of California that I would highly recommend that you join us for our remaining sessions as well. Again, thank you for joining us. We know that right now, so much of your time and energy is going into, you know, new ideas and running businesses and being that resource. So we want to make sure that we're that support that you need right now. And we're going to let you get back to your day. We really hope that you enjoyed today's information and it's something that you can implement or share with somebody else who can implement. And please do let us know if we can be a resource for you moving forward. Thanks so much.